morning. Welcome to Open the Book for this week. And today's story is called A Time to Build. So I hope you're sitting comfortably. Hooray! God's people can go home to Jerusalem after living in a strange land. And they've been living there for a long time. Oh dear, the walls had fallen down. Everyone needed to learn to be builders and lay brick upon brick upon brick until the walls were high again. Sounds like hard work to me. So before we hear that story, let's do our wrap. You ready? Let's open the book. Let's take a look. Let's listen and see how good God can be. Oh, let's take a look. Let's open the book. Let's open the book. Let's take a look. Let's listen and see how good God can be. Oh, let's take a look. Let's open the book. So I'm opening the book at A Time to Build. My people have learned their lesson, God said. It's time for them to come home. So God whispered in the ear of King Cyrus, king of the country where God's people were slaves. Send them home, God said. So Cyrus did, and thousands and thousands and thousands of people returned to Jerusalem. There was a lot of work to do there when they got home, rebuilding their houses so they had somewhere to live, rebuilding their temple so they had somewhere to worship, rebuilding the walls around Jerusalem so they had somewhere to hide and be safe from their enemies. It was hard work. They had no end of problems, and for a long time it looked as if it would never be done. And then King Cyrus died, and another king named Artaxerxes took his place. And God took the chance to help his people again by whispering in the ear of a man who could get that king's attention. The man's name was Nehemiah. His job was to bring the king his wine each day and to taste it first so that no one had put any poison in it. The king trusted him very much and was puzzled when Nehemiah arrived one day, cup in his hand, but with a sad frown on his face. "What's the matter, Nehemiah?" the king asked. "Why do you look so sad?" Nehemiah whispered a prayer before he answered. "Forgive me, your majesty," Nehemiah begged. "I know it's my duty to smile in your presence, but I cannot. I have heard that my people are suffering in their homeland. The walls of Jerusalem are broken down, and I know that I could get help if only I could go and join them. I know also that you have wood and stone, which would make their job so much easier. Please send me there with supplies to finish the job and bring an end to my people's suffering." King Artaxerxes thought long and hard. "Yes, Nehemiah," he answered, "you may go. but let me send some of my soldiers along to protect you on the way." Nehemiah thanked the king. He thanked God too, and he set off on his long journey. When Nehemiah arrived, he found Jerusalem in a terrible state, but the people were pleased to see him. "Let's build up these walls," he encouraged them, "for God is with us. He gave me courage to speak to the king. He persuaded the king to help us with supplies. And now God will help us to finish the job." The people cheered and set to work. It still wasn't easy. There were enemies to deal with, and sometimes they had to work with a hammer in one hand and a sword in the other. But finally, they finished. The walls were built, their houses too, and they had finished the temple where the people gathered to worship and pray and talk to God. "Forgive us for not listening to you," they prayed. "We promise to do better in the future, to live the way you told us. And when we give us this chance to have this land for so long ago, thank you for giving us another chance and for bringing us home at last." God's people realized they had made quite a big mistake by not listening to God. So they had said they were sorry, and God gave them another chance to live in their homeland. So let's close our eyes for a moment and imagine how it might have felt to be coming home after such a long time. Now I'm going to say a prayer, and if you would like to make it your prayer, you can join in by saying Amen at the end. Dear God, thank you that your people got a second chance to come home and rebuild their city. Thank you that you always give us a second chance when we get things wrong. Amen. Well, bye for now. Stay safe. Bye.